What is up, everybody? This is Recap Rewind. I'm J-Lag.
And I'm NB.
And we are recapping and rounding up American Horror Story 1984. This is season 9, episode 4, and it's called True Killers Coming Through. Just True Killers, but yeah.
True Killers?
True Killers, like True Colors, I feel.
And don't forget, guys, we have a contest going on right now.
Yeah.
Open to our AHS and Riverdale listeners. All you have to do is go to iTunes, leave us a review under Recap Rewind AHS 1984 or Riverdale. Leave us a 5-star review or 4, 5, whatever's good.
5 sounds good.
And automatically you enter into a contest to win a $50 Amazon gift card and pop socket. So it's free to enter. So play it, rate it.
Yeah.
Leave us a review. It makes a big difference for us.
And it'll make a difference for one of y'all when you get that
$50. That chang-chang.
That chang-chang.
And obviously, if you don't listen to us, then don't do it. Don't review it. And then probably just stop listening right now because you don't like us. So.
All right, guys, let's get into this episode. First, just right off the top, thoughts, feelings.
I think it started off a little meh, but then by the end I liked it. Again, kind of like last week. I did appreciate it all by the end of it.
You know what? We got a few comments from people over the past week, and this is why we do what we do. I think that like getting your guys' feedback from how we present what we cover is always so important to us because we want to make sure that you guys are enjoying what we're producing. We don't want to just like talk just for the sake of us talking through it. So we may or may not have gotten a little neggy in the last couple episodes. I think that we do try to make it still enjoyable for you guys.
We're hard critics. We are hard critics. I will say that because we have been fans since the very beginning, like since Murder House. We've seen everything. We've been through it all. So I feel like we're so hard on the team and the production team to have like this amazing season. And so in doing so, like we can get a little nitpicky, but so we still love it.
Yeah, we still love it. And like, you know, I will say that I did try to put on like more of a viewer hat than like a critic hat watching this past episode because I just wanted to see if I could just enjoy it for what it is. You know what I mean? Like enjoy it for the campy slasherness that it's meant to have been.
And that's exactly what it was.
And that's exactly what it was this episode. And I think that it was enjoyable if you look at it in that lens. So what are the main things that happen? The first thing that we do realize is Montana and Richard Ramirez are like
working together,
besties. They're lovers. He kills for her right after her like jazzercise class, and it is revealed that Montana is the sister of Sam, who is the best man of Brooke's fiance.
Yeah.
Wow.
You got that all.
Linked it up. So she gets upset. She was like, he was my best friend and like now he's dead. And why does she deserve to live? It's her fault he's dead. Like she thinks that they slept together and that's why he got killed. So that's the reason why
she wants
her dead and she wants Richard to do it.
Right.
And so then it cuts back to like what's happening now. And the main things that happen are Xavier gets to the kitchen, sees the chef lady, I forget her name, and she's like, oh, he's here? That's not a big deal, whatever. And then he actually does come in. And they do have like a quick conversation.
Yeah,
her and
she's
Jingles.
like, "Hey, you're back," and Jingles is like, "Hey, girl,
what's
I miss your sandwiches."
Yeah, he literally like is about to make a sandwich. And
I love when they do that thing where like the knife goes up. It's like, zing!
Yeah,
and then it comes like clashing down.
Yeah,
and I'm like, oh my god, she's gonna die. No, he just like cuts off the crust.
He just cuts off the crust, and she's like, I knew you didn't like the crust.
Never liked the crust.
I was like, oh my gosh. So whatever, he's about to leave, and then he hears Xavier underneath the table.
Yeah,
and then like that's when he loses his mind.
My whole question with that scene kind of quickly was like, why he's obviously not mad at her because like he didn't kill her. He wasn't gonna kill her.
Yeah.
But then he got so cheesed at Xavier. Like, why does he have something against the new kids
like
and not
snaps
everyone
or something? Like something about him just like snaps, I think. And it's interesting because as we talk through this episode and like now that I'm talking about it with you again, like there are some things that happen that I'm kind of shocked that he does kind of flip to the other direction. You know what I mean? Like there's like that moment where he decides that he wants to kill, but then in the very end you realize that like he didn't do anything.
He didn't even kill anyone.
Slash like it wasn't him.
But that's an interesting thing we can talk about after too, because that is a really big thing that like I did like about this episode.
What did you not like?
No, I did like.
Oh, would you?
I did like how after when he finds out that he never killed the original the campers, he's like, what the hell? Like,
yeah.
Because it's like almost like he just fed into what he was, what
like
he believed
nature,
this whole time. And so
he
thought that's his nature. Okay, he's going to go kill people. But that's not who he was. And so now he's just committed all these like crimes. And he's like, I was never even the one that killed the people in the beginning.
Right.
It was just an interesting way like of.
For sure. So whatever. Going back to like that whole story, he ends up killing or stabbing her to death.
He kills her. Yeah.
And then he throws Xavier into an oven.
Yeah. It got a little extra. I was like, okay, like
it was very like Saw-y.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's basically boiling alive. The very end, he gets out like just in time. The chef lady, she doesn't die 100%, and she like releases him, and then she dies. Like he has to kill her actually, right? So that happens to her. Brooke runs away. So she was stuck, I think, by like the pool or whatever, or not the pool, the lake house. And then she runs away and she gets herself trapped in like a little net.
Yeah.
And then that's when she meets like fake Rita.
Yeah.
The psychologist, and she explains her entire storyline.
Yeah,
she's like,
she like explains it all.
Like, didn't I tell you this? And she's like, oh wait, I told that in a flashback, and only the audience knows.
Yeah.
That. So she like had to like re-explain her, like rewind it again for her. So she tells her, and then she's like, you're fucking crazy. She's basically saying everything that like we're probably thinking too, like you're so extra. Like why are you doing all this stuff just for the sake of like finding out what a serial killer does? One of my favorite lines is she's like, you'll die a feminist. Like she's like, well, like don't worry, like that's what like, she says.
You'll go out as like a hero.
Yeah, you'll go out as a hero. And then even though she gets caught, she does get away later. But before that happens, Jingles and Richard have like a standoff.
Yeah.
Like they fight each other.
Like pure like Freddy versus Jason.
Exactly. Pure Freddy versus Jason. I don't know which one's Freddy, which one's Jason in this storyline, but like Richard dies. Like he gets his ass kicked, and obviously it's so funny because you were talking about it when we were doing the reaction video for the promo last week, and you're like, yeah, he's got like a gigantic machete. This one's got like a little piece of like scissors. Like, how is he gonna win?
No.
And he loses. He literally throws him against a tree and like makes him like he dies. Like he puts like a thing right through his mouth. So he dies right in that moment. While that's all happening, Montana is fighting fake Rita because Rita's rooting for Jingles.
Yeah, it was funny. It's like their own like Richard. Girls, like their backup girls.
Yeah, and they're fighting each other. Anyway, Montana ends up winning that fight, but then she sees that like now Richard's dead. She's like, fuck, what am I going to do now?
So she like dips.
And also Brooke is like out of the net. So like she didn't get caught. So she still ran away. And this is the one moment that I was like, is Brooke like touched by Jesus Christ himself?
I feel like something's going on.
Something is definitely up with her ability to escape every potential dangerous situation. Like she's gotten so many close calls, not even at the camp, but like even before, like with her almost dying at her own wedding, and like all these things could have happened. She could have gotten killed by the Night Stalker so many times already. And she keeps to like evading danger. And that has some significance. I don't know if it's like she's a figment of everybody's imagination. Like, I don't know what it is. She's something. But like people, you know, I'm sure that there's a lot of listeners who are watching or maybe not even listening to us, because I feel like people who are like in love with that slasher genre are going to hate everything that we always say. But because you have to kind of just like run with the campiness of those slasher films. But there's
campiness, and then there's like really like random moments, and I feel like the show is a little bit too random sometimes. Like it's not all just slasher. If it was all slasher, I would really, really be enjoying this, but it's not. It pulls away a little bit from the slasher, and it kind of makes fun of it too much, where it's not as scary almost.
Yeah, I actually asked you this offline, and you said no, but. There's a movie called Cabin in the Woods, and for anybody who's watched it, you'll understand what I mean by it's very much in that like vibe where it's a horror through and through. It's the idea that like a bunch of kids go up to a cabin in the middle of the woods, and then it turns out that it's like an experiment, like it's like a government experiment to like for people to like I don't really remember the premise of it, but it essentially means that there's like a second layer to it, which makes it even more funny because, you know, they release like monsters against them and then the guys like kill them. They're like, what the fuck is going on? Like, it just like makes fun of the genre of the slasher, and they did it so well. I love that movie. It was really well done, even though I don't really know like the full premise. I don't remember it, but I do feel like this season has that vibe where it's like it's making fun of itself, but at the same time it's a little scary. It's definitely like dry, like, you know, it's walking that line a little bit.
I don't think it's scary at all.
You don't find it scary?
I don't find it scary. I feel like it's almost making fun of itself too much a little bit.
Right. You're just saying that, like, I do want to be
scared a little bit.
It's not
funny.
Like it's not scary at all.
Yeah, it's not.
Okay. Well,
I'd like to hear what you guys. I'm not scared. There's moments where I'm not scared. Like, I can tell something's gonna happen, and so like.
I mean, that being said, I feel like we do watch it. Like, we watch it the next day because it's like on at like 11 o'clock at night, the night before. I know,
but when you
wonder
talk
what
about
it would
scary,
be like if it was like
in Cult, I was scared. I was terrified.
That's true.
Murder House, terrified. Coven, I was scared in Coven. Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
This is just, and maybe that's just their mission for this season, and I respect that. I just slasher. I think of like I do want to be scared a little bit.
Scared a little bit more. Yeah. Anyway, so that's what happens. And then another major thing that happens, or two more major things that happen. Margaret shoots Jingles. He finds her, and then they have a standoff.
I mean, they have this huge moment, right, where she's like, "Oh my God, you're back! Thank you so much. Like, you did everything." And then she kind of like says, "Like, I did it. I did everything." Actually. Yeah. And she's like, "I killed everyone." He's like, "What? No, I did." She's like, "No, I did it all."
And
like, she wants the credit.
And then he gets so confused because he's like, "What the fuck? Like, I thought all this time, and then now you're telling me that you
he had to get shock therapy. He had to go through all of that. Like,
which is I mean, that's the thing. Like, I don't even want to like give us like high fives for that because we did basically assume that was the case. Like,
we knew something was off with Margaret.
She was trying to like get him, because of the ear thing and the fact that like there was that memory where the hiker saw her like alive and she was totally fine. Like, there were a lot of things that were inconsistent with her story. So the reveal wasn't so like, oh my God, Margaret's crazy. Like, we knew it.
Yeah,
like, we knew that.
Plus, it's Leslie Grossman. So like, you know, she's gonna have that.
She was a Bible thumper from the beginning.
Dude, Bible thumpers scare the fuck out of me.
Like, you want to talk about American Horror Story? Bible thumpers. Are we gonna get a job for that?
American Horror Story, born again Christians.
Oh my God. Okay, so Margaret ends up shooting Jingles and she thinks he's dead. She like shoots him, he's dead.
Typical horror movie move that you think he's dead.
Right. And then as soon as she does, that's when Trevor kind of comes in.
He's like, "Girl, let's go.
And you mentioned this to me offline, like this episode more than any other episode.
Again, he did it.
What?
Every time he tried to leave or someone said, "Let's go," he's like, "No, I got to go back for her. No, I got to go back for her." No, like he can't go.
It's like his mission.
Yeah, like he's got to go save everyone.
Yeah, but I was going to say that one of the things that you mentioned to me offline that I want to bring up in the podcast is this is probably the first episodes where they reference different location points based on something that happens. So she shoots Jingles, then that whole scene finishes, then it cuts to everybody outside.
Yeah, and then they hear the same gunshots. Yes. Yeah, I love that.
And that's kind of like what prompts them to go to see Margaret. Yeah. So Trevor goes in to save her, and then she's like, "Yep, I killed him, and now I'm gonna kill you." And then she kills him, and she says like basically like, "I'm gonna frame him for your murder."
And he's like, "Huh?"
Which is kind of random to me.
Yeah, like why at this point? Why are you doing
that?
Why
is she doing it to him?
When she did kill Trevor, she's like, "Yes."
Yeah. So she's like also
I missed this.
Yeah. She's like she's a serial killer. Yeah, like she just wants to kill people. Yeah. For all we know, she wants to open up this camp so she can kill more people. Yeah. Like the kids. She's gonna be like, "You're a sinner. Kill." Like I don't know. So as soon as she kills Trevor, though, she turns around and sure enough, Jingles is gone. So you said that like typical horror movie, the villain just disappears on you. Yeah. But
like, how did a 7'2" guy like end up dipping and she didn't even hear him?
But do you think that it has to do with that, or is it the same thing that's happened to the hiker, where the hiker literally disappears?
But he disappears. Does he come back in the same spot or another spot?
I mean, he
we don't know yet.
He respawns like in the same vicinity,
but not
he
the
doesn't,
same location.
not necessarily like right on the floor. Like he's
It'll
not
be
like,
interesting to see what happens.
So, because he does appear later, he appears and he sees Xavier crossing the bridge, the little tiny like rickety bridge, and he says like, everything you know about me is not real, and then he disappears again. Yeah. And that's when Xavier sees Brooke, and like everybody's like, what the fuck's happening? Like everything's crazy. Brooke finds Xavier. He's like, Jingles was right beside me like 2 seconds ago, but he didn't kill me, and now he's disappeared. So,
and then they hear an explosion.
And then they hear
what was the explosion? So the explosion that was the car. Oh, okay, yeah.
The explosion is the car, and that is what kind of gets everybody to be like, okay, now we literally cannot leave this place. Yeah. Who do you think did it? Like, do you think anybody?
I have no idea.
Blew it up?
I have no idea. I can't even guess.
Yeah. I feel like
I just feel like there's so many crazy things happening. Like I don't know what to look at, and maybe that's the whole point. Like they want you to do that,
to just assume that, like,
to just be so distracted by everything that's happening
that you're just like, okay, cool. The very final moment that is like a biggie is, as fake Rita wakes up because she's unconscious on the floor. She wakes up. She sees Richard Ramirez's body basically like resurrect, and like not just like. He doesn't just like wake up like off the floor. He literally, the wounds in his hand disappear. He's like levitating off the floor. Like he's like, his eyes turn black at the very end.
It's almost like the devil's in him.
The devil's in him. And I know that he was a Satanist. So like Richard Ramirez was a Satanist. So I was wondering if you think that is a connection.
I mean, they touched on that dark thing last season too, like
the culty,
and the dark
satanic,
the dark church, whatever it's called.
That one from whatever. True. The dark, it was called the Dark Church, or the Black,
something like that,
Black Church or something like that.
So maybe they're bringing that back. I don't know, but I feel like we've done that already.
Yeah, I don't, but like, and I just want to know what the tie-in is with the camp. Like what does it have to do with
the camp? I feel like whatever the reason is why they chose Richard Ramirez as an example of like as a serial killer is gonna be like, it's gonna explain everything. Yeah, because I still don't get why they used him as like the killer of the season.
Yeah,
and
he seems like he's like a cool normal person now. Like, I mean, he's in a relationship with like Montana.
Yeah, I just don't. I want to know why, and I think that's gonna like the why is gonna answer like a lot of other questions
for sure. So that was the episode. It definitely was an enjoyable episode to me. I think it was a good one to watch. Just like I said, now I'm like going into it, go along for the ride, just kind of enjoy the entire experience of it, and just like see what happens next. And I think with that kind of lens, it was more enjoyable for me to watch. Though I will say, and I think you mentioned it too last week, NB, that it is like so dark.
It's so dark. Yeah, I can't see half the time what's happening.
I can't see anything. But anyway, I'm excited to see what happens for the next few episodes, and just I think based on what we know and the fact that like we kind of figured out what happened with Margaret and how she's evil, and everything that we kind of predicted came true, outside of this big mystery of which is, why are people coming back to life?
Yeah.
Why did his eyes go black at the very end? Why was he levitating? Like, is there magic in this? Is there devils in this? Is it like satanic? Is it a ghost thing? Like,
I mean, the same reason why Margaret wanted to kill everyone at that time could be the reason why it's like happening again. Like maybe there's just like a devil force in the camp.
Like she's possessed.
But I don't know. We've done that. I feel like we've already done that too. Yeah, we've done all of that.
I'm very interested to see what they're going to be bringing to this, that I'm going to be like, ooh, that was cool. Like that was interesting. Because right now,
well, you're not going to say that.
It's such a,
you never know.
It's such a mystery right now. Let's get into our recap roundups.
Recap roundups.
Best moment. My best moment's going to go to, I think, the scene with Jingles and Margaret,
and like the reveal,
because we did see the scene with Margaret and Ramirez, and that was interesting. And like that was like, what's going on? This one obviously kind of touches on their past, and like we learn about everything, and like he didn't kill anyone, that it was all her, and he took the blame for it. It was just I liked it.
Yeah, it definitely revealed a lot. I think that like it's funny because I think we did say like a while back, like, is Jingles actually evil or is he actually good? And even though he's killing people right now, he didn't kill people back then. I think so. You do kind of feel for him.
Oh, 100% I did.
Like, especially in comparison to like
when
Richard
they did
Ramirez.
The treatment on him and everything.
Yeah,
like,
I was like, that sucks.
And
then
maybe,
you know why.
maybe that's the contrast looking at these two types of killers. Like someone who was told that they'd kill everyone and then they just became evil, and someone who's already like innately evil.
Evil, yeah.
Or because his uncle was evil, whatever, like Richard Ramirez.
I guess that's what like Donna Chambers is like trying to figure out. She's like, nature versus nurture.
Yeah, it's true.
Like,
and it is an interesting like lens to look through. It is. It's just she's doing it in a really fucked up way.
Like, obviously. Like, release the hounds. Yeah. My best moment's gonna go to the kitchen attack. I thought that like right off the top of the episode, the tension was really cool to watch. Like in terms of the most scary part of the episode, that was probably the scariest part of the episode if you like watched it as intently as I was watching it. Like him just like knowing that he was underneath the entire time, and like you don't know when he's gonna jump out at you and kill you. I just thought it was cool, and it was, as much as she had like a very short role, I kind of really liked that kitchen lady. Like she was
she was cute.
She was really sweet, and now she's dead. And
she's
I'm
like, I'll make you a sandwich.
But yeah, best moment for me.
WTF moment.
What was your WTF moment?
It was the same as yours, so go ahead and say it.
Okay, so my WTF moment was Richard floating at the very end.
For sure.
And also kind of tying into that Jingles either resurrecting or like coming back to life or whatever.
Why are people resurrecting? Like what's happening?
Like why
That's all WTF.
Is he like refreshing? Like is he just respawning?
The
like,
thing with these big drops and these big like question marks is that they hype them up for the whole season.
Yeah.
And then by episode 7 or 8, like they reveal it, but then it's like, was it justified? Yeah. Was it worth it? So
I don't know. I mean, like I said, I feel like with a show like this, like you're never always gonna get like the payoff of payoffs. Like if we ever want to compare it to Murder House, like the payoff of like
it was crazy though.
That was crazy.
It was crazy.
Like, Violet being dead.
Even second season Asylum, when you find out that she was the like she's the mom.
Yeah.
Like,
woo,
come on. They've done some good things.
Like, come on, girl. That's true. That's a very good point.
MVP.
Who's your MVP?
MVP is gonna go to Trevor because I think he wants to save everyone.
Poor guy.
I'm like, just leave, but I think they just can't leave. I feel like there's some sort of like barrier that like they're not gonna leave.
My MVP is gonna go to Jingles. A little controversial, but I think that him coming back to kind of claim he's like, I'm here to finish what I started, aka like I didn't do it, aka like I'm learning about my life right now in like in the last 5 minutes. Like I thought that like it was a good turn for his character, because I think that even the actor, because he's the same guy who plays Twisty the Clown, and I feel like he does have good acting chops, and like him playing this like evil character all the time who's like misunderstood is kind of like his niche.
It's a very interesting angle to take with it, and I really like it, and I like how they try to use his PTSD as an excuse as to why he would kill everyone and would pop off.
It does make sense.
It does make sense and it connects, but he's like, I didn't do it. Like I was fine.
Yeah.
So
but
it's
now
really
I'm questioning,
sad.
like, is he doing? Because he did kill the psychiatrist. He did kill the woman. Like,
I know, but at
like,
that point, he's already like,
he did throw the guy into the oven.
I know.
He's doing bad things.
But he's thinking that he already did the first things at that time. He doesn't know the truth yet.
Right.
You know?
So now, like,
he knows the truth of himself.
So he's gonna become like.
I mean, you never know. Maybe he is.
LVP.
LVP is gonna go to Richard.
Okay.
Just because I felt like.
Why?
I don't know. I was just like, I don't know. I still don't get why.
I will say that I did love his character and how he's like so gung ho on Montana. And,
I mean, like I guess he's not really an LVP. Like I am down for him.
You're like, I take it back.
I feel like he pushes the story along because like without him there would be nothing.
So
yeah,
not your LVP then.
Not my LVP. I don't know who my LVP would be.
So I'll give you my LVP and maybe you can agree with me. Brooke.
Yeah.
I feel like outside of,
but I feel like she has something up her sleeve.
She 100% has something in her sleeve, but what is it and why is she holding on to it so hard? Because there is something that really does intrigue me about her, because she always says like, nobody ever believes me. Remember the one very big thing that she said?
That was the very beginning. Like, oh, here we go.
Where Montana, like she's talking to Montana and telling the story about like her wedding, and she's like, no one ever believes me. I was like, there's something about that and how she said it and how she delivered it that really makes me feel like
no one ever believes me. Like a victim.
Is she a victim? Is she always just going to be this innocent victim that always gets away with? Like there 100% has to do with the fact that like, why is she the only one that's not dying? Like she's the only one that's literally getting away unscathed, like by miracles. Like, is she touched by Jesus? Like that's what I'm saying. So This episode for sure, she seems useless because all the other characters are doing things. Like, we're coming for them for some reason this episode.
Because I mean, Margaret's very like gung ho, like God will save me when he knows what I did.
But you would think that like Margaret of all people, she would be like, oh, Brooke is like the innocent one. Like, like keep her.
I mean, you never know. Maybe they are working together.
She's also
you never
a psychopath. Like, too. True. Good point.
The best line.
What was your best line?
I didn't have a best line, but my best line was
my best line.
You want to say it together?
Okay, she's like, so first we're gonna like set it up. So this is like the very beginning.
I was like, did she just say that?
The very beginning of the episode, it's Montana and she's doing her jazzercise class, and she's like, work it, and roll that pussy.
I was like, huh?
I couldn't stop laughing.
And it's a room full of guys.
Yeah.
That was the best part.
Roll that pussy. Like, it was so fucking funny. I couldn't stop laughing, and I'm like, I love Billy Lord. I love Montana. She's so much fun.
Now I wonder what happens. Why was she teaching in that scene, and then later it's Xavier teaching that
I think she does say that she was teaching a class at some point because she wanted to be like a teacher, but then it just turned out not to be like her path in life or whatever. I did also write down a best line that you can also take if you want to. It's when Margaret tells Jingles, I think you were just a guy who was in the wrong place at the right time. And I was like, that sucks. Like, his whole life.
Sorry, bro.
Like, yeah, his whole life and all these tragedies that he's gone through.
I mean,
all lead to that. I mean, it's like When They See Us.
Oh, damn.
That guy had
Now
me.
They See Us.
Oh, no.
Now?
When They See Us.
Oh, that's pretty rough.
That's rough. But it's true. It's like the right people at the wrong time. Like, you're literally just like framed for a murder.
And wrong color and everything. It's like the whole, it's the whole shebang of all of that.
Yeah, that's a completely different story for sure. But like, I was just
trying to
make a little connection.
That was really deep.
Anyway, moving on.
You like reached into the computer for that.
All right, guys, that's the end of our podcast. We hope that you enjoyed it. Let us know what you guys thought about this episode.
Because we loved it so much. It was so good. Like, I love it.
You're the worst.
I love it.
I'm going to take the time to thank our patrons of the episode, our Rewinder Squad, White, our Lit Rewinders, Tina Ann, Sarge, Serena, Soleil, and Kate, and our Mommy Rewinders, Becca, Sarah, Tamala, and Grace.
Thanks, guys. And if you would like to join our Patreon family, check us out at patreon.com/recap_rewind. If you join, you'll get access to all things Recap Rewind, exclusive contests, content, and updates. And don't forget to enter the contest, the review on iTunes, Recap Rewind. Search for us. Leave us a 5-star review. Thanks.
And also make sure you guys are checking us out on all of our socials, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, Facebook, and you can find us on Google Podcasts, Spotify, and iTunes. Like, subscribe, follow, review, and comment, as NB was mentioning, for the contest especially, to stay engaged and possibly win something. Thanks for listening.
Bye.